Hello and welcome to this week in review. This week with Soul 95.7 FM Newsroom. My name is Kemisola Williams, and the week in review is about news across the week. I mean, last week we talked about top stories, happenings across the news that was read all through the week. We gathered from last week Monday, then up to yesterday, and I won't be doing this alone. I have my colleagues here too that will be doing more. We discuss about it, and it's the phone is also open for you to be able to contribute your own mind, your thoughts about what is happening in Nigeria. I have with me here Wurala Olakomi. Good morning.
Good morning, Kemisola. It's always a delight to be here every Monday morning to talk about the news from the previous week, to discuss the weekend review with you on Soul 95.7 FM.
I also have Olusegun Kedeji here with me too. Good morning.
Back again. Pleasure to be here again to review what has happened over the week, and we're happy to do that.
Okay, as I've said earlier, that we'll be talking about top stories across the week. Last week, events, some cogent events there. We just talk about it, and as I've said too, that the phone is open. I'm going to give out the number before we start this discussion, which is 0915 2222957 and 0915 5555957. You want to send your text message, or you have something you want to talk about, to contribute or to say your mind to, is very much allowed. And I'll be starting with this story. That's police officers caught beating civilians with cutlass. It has been dismissed. I want to quickly read about it before we start shedding more light to that. An operative of the Nigerian police force says in a viral video beating a civilian with cutlass has been relieved of service. Nigerians have expressed anger and called for justice after the erring officer PC Liyomo Okoye was spotted in the video clip, which went viral on July 31st, 2022. Last week, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Akalibaba, expressed interest in the case and summoned Liyomo to his office in Abuja. In a tweet on Friday, the first spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi said the IGP has summoned Liyomo to Abuja on Thursday and condemned him for his actions. Subsequently, Adejobi confirmed that the force has been fired. It has been fired, and that's the information we have for his gross misconduct. Talking about things in Nigeria now, there are times that we have different officials for different things, but it's just that unfortunately we notice that a specific unit that shouldn't be doing a particular thing, you find them doing that. I know that there's some part of the security units that should be in charge of checking your papers, some maybe your vehicles and the likes, but I think it's now general, and the issue, it has become a lord of the road, permit me to use that word, that once you see of the police officials, you should be rest assured that okay, you're at peace, but the other way, you is now vice versa. In an other round, you see them, you're scared. That's the first thing that comes to your mind, because you don't know what you'll be getting from them. So what do you have to say about that, Wurala?
Well, first of all, I would say that, misconduct is not limited to any particular organization or agency. Even away from government agencies and private sectors, we have misconduct all over. But then, when it's coming from, an organization, from the government, or when it now even extends to, security agencies, that's just the height of it, or the particular agency tasked with ensuring, upholding the law, and you see something like that coming up from there, it's very disheartening. But I do have to say that, I'm very impressed with what happened. The fact that, that person has been dismissed. And so that's a really good one coming up from there. Unlike the narrative where something like that you would struggle to get evidence and eventually make it public, and all you will get is, the officers are already being questioned, we're looking into it, and it ends there. Even if you're going to hear something about it, it's going to be in years coming up. But the narrative is changing now. We are seeing officers being punished immediately for whatever misconduct they have perpetrated, and once it's made public, the higher officials are being notified. They're seeing that. I mean, yes, we can give kudos to social media also, but the fact that something is even being done about it in the first place is an improvement from the narrative from what was there before. So you have to say that that's a good one. But I'd also like to look into another angle. Why does this keep happening? Why is it that out of say every 10 policemen you would find one or two that would want to do something different? For some, they don't actually assault you physically, but they will delay you, based on stories that we've heard, based on so many instances that we've seen, that people have talked about. You see that some, they're supposed to do this, do that, but they're doing something else. For some, even they're actually carrying out, their duty, but the manner in which they would do it, would leave so much to be desired. They could be rude, they could not, even know how to do, it just seems like there's a need for training and maybe reorientation. So perhaps we could have agencies look into that, getting some sort of workshop for police officers that are there, for security agencies that are there, not limited to any particular one, such that they can begin to know what is right and act in proper ways.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Olusegun Okedeji. What do you have to say?
Yes. Firstly, I have to commend the IGP, that's Inspector General of Police, Kali Baba, for taking action and letting all these people get punished for this misconduct. I have to give it up to him for this moment. But nevertheless, I think we still need to train law enforcement agents proper way to handle social things, or talking to or handle civilians in the society. I want to cite US, for example. Though they have their own lapses, I'm not saying they're perfect, but at times you see the way, the approach they give to the civilians. They will just come, no policeman will just come over and say, let me see your phone. Even the corset over there. Sir, can you step down, sir? Can we open your phone, sir? Can you check your boots, sir? They give it that courtesy. They give it that respect that you are a civilian, you are a citizen of America. I'm not saying they don't have their lapses too. They have their own. But I'm just using that as a case scenario, just as a platform that if we can train, not just train, retrain our officers, not just one training after the police academy, and we just push them out there to go and do what they need to do. I was looking at I beg your pardon. I was looking at the video sometimes ago on social media, and this police drunk, holding gun, and were just parading himself until they have to call other colleagues to come and take the gun away from him, put him inside the car, and drove him away. Now imagine if such a thing and somebody do anyhow and the guy just shot. That's a stray bullet.
Should I say that talking about the is it calls out line for training police before they launch them out? Maybe some other things should be added. And as in thinking about the issue, where did he get a cutlass from? Because I never think cutlass should be one of their. You understand?
Maybe.
even in cases, yes, that one happened to be a cutlass. Even in cases where it's not a cutlass, it's the approved weapon.
Yeah.
It's the approved weapon. They still use it.
Of the gun and
no. Cutlass should not be. I think cutlass should not be.
The issue is it happened to be a cutlass, yes, but the act itself, the motive, the idea itself of having to, assault someone with a weapon is the problem.
A grown-up man.
It's a problem. Because in so many cases, it's not a cutlass, it's not, a baton or whatever. We have trigger happy officers in some places, ready to any little thing.
I'll shoot you. No.
It's wrong.
No, I think it's high time the federal government or the police force should keep training, retraining. Maybe 6 months, 3 months, once in a year. Let them keep training them how to approach civilians. The proper way, etiquette. Very important, etiquette. You are a police officer, for God's sake, and you are holding something that the other civilian doesn't have. You're holding a gun. You are protecting. You're supposed to be protecting.
But now it's just the other way around.
The mode of approach.
Okay, anytime I see a police on highway or anywhere, the first thing that comes to my mind is that they are here to waste my time.
Oh.
Seriously?
but not all. We have some really good ones that, you'd even be impressed. There was this during the time where, it was all almost like the public against the police during the NSAS. We still had some youth go to commend a particular police officer that was posted on social media that this man does his duty perfectly every day.
Yeah.
So when you have people like that, can we also have, some sort of system that would reward such persons? That, you did your duty, for a while now.
But
yes, you should be
that
commended.
They are just 1 in a million. I don't think
with what data?
I wouldn't say.
What data are you quoting?
You don't have the data, but I want to say. But what I can say, what I can say is that we still have the good ones among them.
Yeah,
I have
definitely
experienced it. I'm a first-time witness of that. That was a particular time. Let me quickly give the scenario. A particular time we're traveling and we have a car issue on the road, and this policeman, we're even scared as they're coming. What happened there? What happened? Well, what would happen? We just say, should we run? We say, if we run, they might shoot. But the guy just changed our perspective, our mentality. Okay, you know what will happen? I'll put in our bus. Put in our bus. Where are we going? So that you can keep safe. So tomorrow morning, so you can go and get your mechanic to do that. And we stayed there. The guy gave us, to the extent that he bought food for us. I don't understand. I was like, am I seeing Nigeria?
Police officer bought food for you. Wow, that's a kudos.
He bought food for us that night from his own pocket. And my friend took his pictures, and we have to put it online some years back. So we still have good ones among them. I think the thing is, there's no way when you have 12 disciples, you only have what do you call him? That guy that we have Judas. So there's no way we don't have bad eggs among them. But we believe that if federal government or police force should do more to retrain, and let also, like Wurala said, let us commend those that are doing good, and let us also punish those that are doing bad, so that it can serve as a deterrent to others.
And just to quickly add to that, can we also ensure that we have a very functional system, such that you would not need to lobby or try to put in effort until the IGP notices misconduct until it's punished? We don't have to wait until then. Let's have a system where you can easily go to report, at the local stations, go to report to any officer that does something bad. Oh, in my area, this person did this. I'm going to the local station, and you have a system in place, that would address such situations. Not until you post on social media and the IGP sees it and says, "Oh, let's discipline this person."
I think they do have a complaint desk or something.
A functional.
Yeah.
Functional. Thank you. That's the word. So I believe that will go a long way
I think
address this.
I think that still falls back to people too. That let's make a report. Go there. When was the last time you've been to? You understand? Like maybe you read, especially as a newspaper.
The perspective now. The perspective that they've created is that when you go there, they will say.
And some persons have not had the best experience.
Yeah.
Yes, myself included. I have had the good experience with a police officer. That actually helped me. I've had the bad one from a police station. Not even just one single officer. So sometimes people are justified when they have that kind of mindset.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they find it very hard to go there and report. Even if I go there, they will still collect money from me.
Alright,
Waste my time.
Okay, we'll be moving away from that police story. We'll be talking about ASU now. Why we won't beg
Again.
ASU over strike. That's coming from parents. The story reads thus: parents on the platform of the National Parents Teacher Association of Nigeria, NAPTAN, have revealed why they will not beg members of the Academic Staff Union of University. NAPTAN National President Aruna Danjuma said they can only beg members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities also to call off their strike if government consider the report of the various committees set up to look into the matter and come out with its decision. The body stated that it expects the federal government to come out publicly with its offers for it to know how to intervene in and to mediate between the two sides. The parents stated this while reacting to the call of the Minister of State for Labor, Festus Keyamo, while he was calling on them to beg ASU. The issue of ASU has been something that it comes almost every day, repeatedly, and the should I say the most annoying thing is that it's not going forward, neither is it going backward. Everything just stood still. Now, the Minister of Labor is calling on parents, the NAPTAN units, to beg ASU, which I think I'm in support of that.
Okay, sorry. I can't just wait to jump on that story. The statement. I'm still trying to. Try to read meanings, try to shred it, and try to come about something with that statement. The parent should beg ASU. Does that mean if the parent beg ASU, the federal government will release the money to them?
Yeah.
Does that mean the money is there, so they're only waiting for parent just beg, just like a beggar? So just beg, just say beg and bow down to me. When you bow down to me, that will give you this thing. Because that statement creates a lot of reaction, mixed reaction, let me use that word, a lot of meaning to that word. If I had to analyze that statement, I don't know. Because for a minister, a federal minister, to make such a statement, I don't know, beg federal government for what? So if they beg federal government today, does that mean the federal government is going to pay or listen to ASU and they will resume back tomorrow or very soon? Does that mean they're just waiting for them to beg and they have the power to do whatever they want to do, or just solve the issue on ground? What is the meaning of parent beg ASU?
All right, let me take it from there, Olusegun. I would not exactly fault, that statement being made. We have talked about the fact that, yes, we need proactive steps. I don't know if I would call that proactive, but, a move is being proposed. But the point is, if you're going to be asking someone, let me say a body or an organization to intervene in the matter, I don't think it's fair for it to be directed to a particular body. If you want them to, get involved in the issue, I think the entire discussion, the entire panel should be made open then, such that, they could touch on ASU, talk to government. Also, it should have been directed at, one particular person. I said this on the last edition of Week in Review, and we laughed about it, where I said perhaps they should even make the entire discussion public. If the closed door meeting thing is not working, maybe let everybody
open
court of public opinion. Let's all listen to what's happening, and let's judge and decide who should shift to where, who should compromise on what. Let's decide it and arrive at a conclusion that would.
I'm sorry to cut you short. After the closed door meeting, the next thing you get from ASU the next day, or maybe another report, it seems as if he got the message from an SC, like, okay, maybe somebody in hinted him, okay, this was what, because it's not coming directly as if
they
the
won't
two of
come
them
out
are
directly.
coming
You
to-
either
to
hear it
grant
from
a
their
vote.
personal, whatever they call them.
Seriously, if you have the capacity to get 10 Toyota vehicle, for Niger Republic, then definitely I think we should have the capacity to treat this issue in Nigeria.
Well,
That was
that's
justified.
That's another story.
You
for
know,
another day.
quite
Don't let us
different.
bring it
No.
here.
And there's a reason. There's a reason for that.
So that's another story. Now, there's a story that comes out on Vanguard, August 7, 2022, regarding that. It says, "We will beg ASU if." Parents tell Keyamo. Now, the story says, parents under the ages of National Parent Teachers Association of Nigeria have said they can only beg members of the Academic Staff Union of University to call off their strike if the government considers the reports of the various committees set up to look into the matter and come out with a decision. The body stated that it expects the federal government to come out publicly with its offer for it to know how to intervene and mediate between the two sides.
So just like I was saying, if you're going to be inviting some persons, maybe association of parents or even students, to be involved in that, it's going to have to involve both sides, not just ASU. It will involve the government also. So I think it's going to be a kind of situation where the situation on ground will be tendered from both parties, and of course the moderators or whoever is involved, would give opinion on everything. So I'm not sure if it's exactly the best action to direct it to a particular party. I'm not faulting that decision. Yes, you could, ask for help. Yes, but directing it to one particular party, I'm not sure about that.
Previously, when issues like this comes up in the nation, maybe you get the news like, okay, federal government paid a little or maybe half of it, and before you know it, even this NAPTAN comes together to appeal to ASU, like, okay, please manage that. But this is just somehow strange that nothing is coming, not even a dime, and you want ASU to resume.
ASU has been managing, just like a last caller the
So
other
they
said,
should keep
they have been shifting ground, and this time around they want to say, Oga, I know they take again. I have been taking it. I am not ready to take again. I think that's what ASU is doing, and the federal government will say, okay, you are not going to take it. Okay, let's be looking at each other. So let's see. And like she said, when two elephants fight, who suffered? Who suffered? Now, the Parent Association is now at the middle of both the federal government and the ASU. And the parents say, okay, well, we will talk to the ASU, but you have to do your own part.
That's just it. If we keep seeing something, bringing out different points on this ASU, we won't just leave the story. I want us to just please move to another one about diesel hike that is affecting the Nigerian Railway Corporation in Nigeria. We have diesel hike. NRC reduces Lagos Ibadan trip by 67%. The Nigerian Railway Corporation NRC has reduced the number of trips on the Lagos-Ibadan train service due to the hike in diesel price. It was gathered that the train service on that route was reduced by 66.7%. A further report revealed that NRC has recommended an adjustment in the transport fare to the Federal Ministry of Transport. The Managing Director, NRC, Fidet Okiara, while speaking with the newsman, said the trips had been reduced due to the persistent hike in diesel price. The price of diesel has increased by over 300% in the government intervened. There's just one. Okay, let me not come from that angle. To me, it's as if the larger part, like it has just stopped working. When you have 67% of, they're not functioning, and which means that, let's assume maybe we have 100 people that are moving, or that they move via railway, then which means you've reduced it to as low as like 15%, or as in, what do you think that issue could have cost? Urala.
Well, my point is, it was bound to happen anyways. It's sort of like a ricochet effect, if I can call it that. When it's not limited to NRC, so many organizations, so many institutions are already facing this issue when it comes to, the diesel price and its ripple effect. Yes, let me put it that way. Its ripple effect on the economy. So I think NRC doing that was, already, we could have expected it. However, it's not the best news. I mean, we just had this, when was it, when did it start? And it's been going on that way. People have been using the services, people have been using that route to get to where they are going to. And, we have so many people dependent on that. And the fact that it's been reduced that much, definitely people are going to feel it. So, but then I am not surprised, that is coming up from the NRC.
Before Olusegun Okedeji, before you speak about that, your own contribution, don't you think we are losing too? When 67% of a functioning unit is not working.
Something had to be done. She means the money from the revenue from there. Something had to be done. They said it's not in their power to hike, the prices of the fares. It's not in their power to do that, such as to mitigate, the cost of diesel. So they have to do something until the situation is addressed. So they had to cut it. I mean, I'm sure they must have considered the what do they call this? The cost balance. The business people here, they must have considered that what they're going to lose, what they're going to gain before making that decision. I don't believe it was an impulsive one. It must have been a well thought out, decision. It's not the best news coming up, but it was going to happen. It was bound to happen anyways.
It is what it is. Because if you are doing business and you find out the cost of production is going haywire, and you're producing, say, 20 pieces of things in a day, and the cost of production is increasing every day, you will reduce your production from 20 to 10 to 15. Maybe later, we can't do 15 anymore. We can only do 10. Last week, I was here with the General Secretary of the Premium Bread Association of Nigeria. And he made a point that most of bakers today are closing down because they can't sustain, apart from other factors, but the diesel issue has affected a lot of them. They can't sustain it, so they have to pack out. And even himself, he made mention of himself that he has about 140 workers. He has to reduce to 50. So it's across the board for every manufacturers or every businesses as far you are using diesel. All right, so you have to look at media houses too. Look at media. Some people have, some companies have to shut down their airtime by 4 hours, 2 hours. Some that have been going 24 hours again can't do that anymore. So it's cut across all board. The issue here is, what is federal government doing about this?
That does it.
What are they doing about this? What step are they taking to make sure that, because if care is not taken, that means before we get to the end of the year, a liter of diesel might be going to 1,000. Then you can now envisage what could have happened. How many companies, how many small and medium enterprises will have closed down due to that.
Okay, all right. I think what we should be doing at this time is the way forward. What's the cause? What are they doing about it? Everything keeps going down, like shutting down, as to will not resume price hike in fuel, in diesel, and there's just one problem or the other. I just pray that our federal government, even the state government and the local government, should just come together and let them just spell out the problem so that we'll be able to know what next to do. Okay, there's this story too.
Sorry, before we move on from that story, before we step out, apart from diesel, the same thing is affecting kerosene. Now, kerosene that is, I would say, common to everybody, even layman. If you cannot afford gas, let's go for kerosene. Now, kerosene too, the same thing is affecting kerosene, and even the gas, the same thing.
So there's no option. You know,
option the
previously
people
we
have
have
is
option.
charcoal.
You feel like, okay, let me turn to this. I can
Charcoal.
afford.
Like I said, it's a ripple effect. Once
even
you
the
know the
charcoal
price
too is
of
expensive
diesel is
now.
up, every other thing follows. Every other
before
thing
you know
follows.
it
So
now.
it's just that this thing comes up giving people no option. You know, just taking people like
No, people are going for charcoal.
charcoal. You think that's preferable? It still costs too.
And very soon, if people cannot afford charcoal, you know what they'll go back to? I remember some years back that people go for what they call this thing, sawdust.
Sawdust, yeah.
You know, Nigeria, one thing about this country is we always improvise. We always come up with something.
You know,
But
then
that's not
you
the
get it
best.
free. You get the sawdust free for
But
those people that
I
are
can
in
bet you that-
poultry, those that are in poultry, all those things, you see them. But now you need to buy
You will buy.
before you know.
If I have sawdust in my house and a lot of people, I will sell.
and that's where
And you know, before you know it, people will start going to the bush to get firewood.
It will still keep the nation to be in developing
We're in serious trouble.
countries, you know, developing
serious
country, and it's as if nothing is changing. Seriously.
We are in serious trouble.
I wouldn't say that. You know, that's a pessimistic outlook. I'm not saying we are, you know, developing at the best rate or at the best pace, but
Okay.
well, things are changing.
So
Well,
Things are
what's the
changing.
factor?
I
What did you have
believe
to
the
contribute?
federal government are trying their best, they're doing their best to make sure that things work out right. But I believe it's just maybe the rates, the tempo they're using is slow, but I know they're doing something.
You know,
And
you guys just want me to start drawing out issues for you, because I won't agree to that from my
what?
own end here. That we will not just opt out of being a developed country. To me, we are, you know,
No,
previously
we
the way we handle things is
It
different.
is not.
but now,
There's no nation without its challenges. That's just a
yes,
simple
but
truth.
why is it that we are always battling with the same issue over
We'll get it
and
right.
over again?
we will get it
Other
right, don't
nations
worry.
could
We
also,
will get it right.
you know,
One
argue
day.
about
one day,
that.
one day we will get it right. I believe.
All right.
So let's be optimistic
Let me
about that.
just give that to you
we'll
for
get it
today.
right.
You have that for today, and okay.
And don't be surprised that very soon Nigeria too will be under the developed category
Amen.
of countries.
Amen. You know, faith.
That's,
I speak that to Nigeria.
Amen.
There's somebody.
It's okay. Thank you so much, Olusegun Okedeji, before you become a prophet on the show. Okay, the story two: Nigerian military arrest killers of our church worshippers, and we have the story too that the military has revealed identity of two more our worshippers killers. I'll take this story before we shed more light to it, before we start discussing about it. I mean, the defense headquarters said the Nigerian military has arrested the attackers of St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, stated this on Tuesday during a media parley at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The Chief Defense Staff added that the suspect would be paraded after the ongoing investigation had been concluded on the matter. And the developments we have for the two killers, you know, that was revealed. We have the development was disclosed in a statement released, through the Director of Defense Information, Major General Jimmy Akpo. That was on Thursday. He said that they've been able to identify the suspects as Kazim Idris and Abdulhalim Idris. That's what we have here. You know, I don't want us to say, to just dig beyond, but talking about the issue whereby you have someone saying these people, they are responsible, and the governor of Ondo State, that's Rotimi Akeredolu, he said no, like that is a specific person. Should we say there's a confusion or what?
Well, I wouldn't want to, go into that situation. For me, though, I just want to talk about the move that, some persons were arrested, that, those are the ones being held responsible for that situation. I'll say that, yes, that's a good one coming from, all the security agencies that worked hand in hand to have that happen. But in cases like this, when, a particular incident happens and we are getting people responsible for that. I don't think it should end at the point where we just have them in custody. We should talk to them, get information from them. They should be questioned, try to, in both ways also, questioned to ascertain that you have the, correct persons in custody, make proper investigations, and at the same time, such that, they could expose the network of all those working in conjunction to ensure that, they perpetrated whatever attack they did on the society. And actions should be taken on whatever information or intelligence has been gotten from as a result of that action. So I think we need to look into finding a situation where, we begin to take proper steps and follow up when we get people like that, such that we can, expose other plans. And we see it in other countries and even in movies, in so many other situations where you would come up, have someone like that, and you would get people like that, and they would say, okay, I'm going to do this, and I will have some sort of deal. I'm not saying, whoever is responsible should be let out, but we can get intelligence from there, such that we can prevent future occurrence.
Okay, before you continue, Olusegun Okedeji, I'd like to give out the number for people to contribute on the matters we've been talking about across the stories we have last week. Okay, the number is 0915 22 957 or 0915 55 957. You can also send a text message to pour out your mind too, and we'll be going on a short break. We come back and we continue our discussion on this particular story. Stay tuned, don't go away.
This is my only favorite station.
Soul 95.7 FM.
The best songs on the radio.
Wow! I feel good.
Soul 95.7 FM.
So good. So good. I got you. Wow!
This is your radio.
95.7 FM.
Your day sounds better with your music and your station playing on the background.
Soul 95.7 FM, Osunbari, Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
The radio station you can't live without.
Security is everyone's responsibility, so be security conscious always. A message from Soul 95.7 FM, Osunbari, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibadan. You know, say inspiration fit come from when you dey read God word, from sermon, talk for live program for radio, or make it be music. Collect the inspiration when you need every day from the latest radio for town. Soul 95.7 FM, Osunbari, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibadan. Our own, now to inspire your soul.
Gentle Boy, the youngest producer.
Welcome back. It's still week in review from the stable of Soul 95.7 FM, Osunbari, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibadan, and we're still discussing the top stories from the previous week. Happenings across the nation. My name is Kemisola Williams. I have with me here too Olusegun Okedeji and Urala Olakomi that we're still talking about it. And before we went on break, the story we're talking about is about the arrest and revealing killers of our church, our church worshippers. We start getting a kind of stories that the governor of Oyo State, governor of Ondo State, he identified someone not to be part, and why the police were saying that person is part of it. That's the angle I want to come from, and I'll be giving that to Olusegun Okedeji to do justice.
Yes,
to that now.
There was a mix-up there, because even when I saw the story and the particular name, something Ojo or something, I can't remember the name of that convict. The guy was in Kuje prison when the attack happens in Owo. Right, he was there. So I was now wondering, how can somebody leave Kuje prison, come to Owo to come and do the attack? Right. So second day, I think 2 days or second day, that's when the Ondo State governor referred to that story that what's the name, made a mix-up. There's a mix-up there, that the name mentioned is not part. The guy is not part of those people that really come to attack. So I think when they arrested them, I think there was a mix-up with people that were mixed together. So the name they gave to him, I'm talking of Lucky Rabo now, the chief of IGP, no, not IGP, the chief of staff, Irabo, Lucky Rabo.
Defense staff.
Yes, defense staff, yeah. No, I think there was a mix-up. So I think the name they gave to him is what he rolled out. But I believe he will have done his verification that, okay, this person was a part, this person from Kuje. So it was a mix-up. I think that has been cleared. But I want to give it up to the Nigerian Army for doing a great job, at least for capturing those guys. And I believe that we can use them, not just to capture them, just like Wurala said, we can use them to extract some intelligence from them. We can use them to get more details, very valuable and valuable intelligence. We can use it to extract from those guys to know what is what and what is who is the sponsor, what happened, from where, what leads to this, what leads to that. So I believe it's a good one to Nigeria Army, and we believe they can do more.
Okay, before you come in, Urala, should we say that the names, are we sure they are getting the correct, as in the real perpetrators?
No, it doesn't end at that moment where, they have arrested them. I want to believe that investigation still continues. Till now, investigation still continues. It doesn't end there. So, subsequently, I'm sure, there will be other developments that would come up from, that particular move.
Even those guys, they have to profile them. As in true profile. At times, there might be some innocent. When the police raid at times, they just raid people in that vicinity. So after profiling, okay, this person is innocent, so he has proved himself. So I think it's an unfolding story anyway. We'll get to know more details.
Okay, we'll be using this medium to still remind people, please don't take strangers into your house. You want people you want to employ for something. If you're unable to get information about them, please, I don't think it's advisable for you to do that without any concrete information, and it's for your own good too. Okay, we'll be wrapping up the week in review today with sports story. Talking about our Toby Amuson. Thank God I have my sports correspondent here.
The girl of the moment.
Yeah.
That's a Toby Amuson now.
The golden girl, to give us more information. Okay. Toby Amuson wins gold, sets new records at 2022 Commonwealth Games. The Nigerian track and field athlete Oluwatobiloba Ayomide, better known as Toby Amuson, has earned herself more respect after finishing a race in 12.30 seconds count on Sunday at the Commonwealth Game in Baham.
Yes, I want to give it to the women folk. Where's the bell? Where's the bell? Where's the shekere?
In Baham.
Where's the shekere? Where's the bell? I want to give it up to the women for this fantastic job that just concluded Birmingham, the Commonwealth Game.
I'm sorry for that.
Big up to them.
I still have some information. Wait, you have a lot to talk about that.
They really did. No, forget information.
It was.
We just want to celebrate.
Let me just give you some cogent points about it. It was revealed that the 25-year 20-year-old Ijebu-born athlete made it through the women 100 meters hurdles, defending her initial record at the ongoing event. Amons on Sunday clocked a flash timing of 12.30 seconds to win a pristine gold medal. 12.30 seconds timing was also a new record at the game.
Yeah,
you know?
Just like I said, the women folk they really did Nigeria great over there. If you look at all the medals that we have, both gold and whatever, the women folk, they really did well. Out of the gold medal, Toby Amusan, talking of 100 meter, all those women. 4 by 100 meter relay race, women. Long jump, women. Wrestling,
women.
Continue saying that.
Women.
Wrestling, freestyle, 68 kg.
Women.
50 kg freestyle, women.
Yeah. Wow.
Weightlifting, 55. Weightlifting, 59. Women's heavyweight powerlifting. Discus throw, another disco. No, I'm just looking at this list. The women. So it's a good one, and this is now a wake-up call for the federal government and the sport parastatals in Nigeria to start doing more. Let's start training. Let's the federal government pump more money, fund into sport, so that we can start from the grassroots. No, most countries, from secondary schools, from primary schools, on the street, guys there, ladies, girls are there on the street that they can do better than Toby Amusan. All right, many of Toby Amusans there on the street. So it's high call for Nigeria, for the government, to pump money into sport so that we can develop our sport. Sport development from the grassroots, from the schools, secondary school, primary school, so that we can start training these young people to take over the world and take over the sport arena in forthcoming Commonwealth or Olympics that are coming.
For me, the entire team Nigeria, they did so great in that competition. That's Birmingham 2022. They did great. And earlier on the show, we talked about, how Nigerians just keep whatever situation, they adapt and they keep surviving. So for me, I would say that so many of the people we see on that list, bringing us these medals and trophies, they are a product of resilience. I'm not saying the sports sector in Nigeria is not good. I'm saying that there's still so many issues to be addressed when we look at the sports agencies in Nigeria, and especially when it comes to balancing attention and attention and reward and opportunities being provided for all the different sports that was represented in that competition. So that's why I'm saying that so many of the people we have there, are just a picture of resilience. Take even Tobiloba, for instance. So many challenges, so many situations coming up that could have, any normal person that gives up easily would have, stopped at that point. But we still see people like that going there, making Nigeria proud. So yes, that's a very good one, coming up from that area, and I am particularly happy to hear about that.
Okay. Do you have anything to say, Olusegun?
Yeah, I've done my celebration.
You did that already.
Yeah,
you did that already. And of course, to the youth, yes. Olusegun has directed his to, the government. I'm directing mine to everyone listening out there. Find where you're good at. Find where you're good at. There's always an option. It could be sports. It could be something else. Could be entertainment. Could be chess. Could be, business, could be education, it could be anything, entertainment. Just look for something that you're good at and begin to apply yourself to that and gain knowledge. It's important. For some persons, you discover a talent and you think it's ends there. I know that I am good at singing and that's the end. Nothing else is happening. No, you have to apply yourself, you have to learn, you have to get knowledge from people that have been in the industry, from people that are there, so many other as steps that you have to take to ensure that you eventually get to a point where you begin to make Nigeria, make yourself proud first, make your people proud, make Nigeria proud. So every youth out there, fraud is never an option. Illegal activities or criminal activities is never an option. There are so many areas you could apply yourself to. I do admit that the formal education, and I've always been an advocate of that formal education is not for everyone. So there are so many other areas that you could apply yourself to. But fraud, criminal activities, no, that's a big no-no.
All right, so to buttress what she has said, there's always a capacity in you. You need to just look inward. There's something you can do, and you are the only one that can do it good, or better and best. Just keep doing it, discover it. We don't have any empty man. No empty man at all. Yeah, and on this note, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain on a week in review this week. Okay, I want to say thank you so much to Uraola.
All right, it's a pleasure to be here always. I mean, I look forward to this particular discussion every Monday. I look forward to it. Yes, we're going to Week in Review. The newsroom is Tom so 95.7 FM.
That's from my studying girl, Uraola Lakomi, and Mr. Shegon.
Yeah,
you say your BYE.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll always be here. So far, we're still breathing. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all the listeners and the people that have been there.
Okay, my name is Kemisola Williams, the anchor of Week in Review from the stable of Soul 95.7 FM Newsroom. Don't forget to join me next week for another eye-opening edition where we'll be giving you stories too from, by then, today would have been a previous week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
This is my only favorite station.
Soul 95.7 FM.
The best songs on the radio.
Wow! I feel good.
Soul 95.7 FM.